we're going to start by creating a project folder for our homework. So what I have here in my my Berkeley account is that I created a folder just for UCBug called UCBug, and I created a folder in here called group and for homework. What we're gonna do is that we're gonna set a project within our homework folder, and then I'll have you guys on your own set a project in your group folder as well. Sounds good? Okay, so when I have Maya opened up, I'm gonna open up a new file over here. So if I click on this new button, then our empty scene is gonna show up. In order to set our project, we have to go over to File up here, go down to Set Project, and then afterwards we want to find the folder in which to set our project. Now, this might be a little different on Windows, but I know on Mac, if we go over to, if I can find it, if I go over to my users folder and then my own username, I can find my Google Drive folder over here. In this case, the spaces should be okay on my Mac, but yeah, it should be fine here. Then if I go over to my drive, I can locate my UCBug folder. And then afterwards, I find my homework folder over here. And I want to set a project in my homework folder. So I'm going to click on Set. And what this does is that it sets a default project. And it says that it doesn't contain a project definition file. That's completely okay. So what we're going to select is Create Default Workspace. And then afterwards, I've created a project folder within my homework folder. In order to generate the files, so if you go back over here actually, if you look into your homework folder now on Google Drive, we will see that it has a workspace.mel file over here, which means that we set our project in the homework folder. Now, in order to generate a whole bunch of other folders automatically, we would have to go over to File, Project Window, and then if you look over here, we see that our file is currently set to the homework project. So then afterwards, we're going to click on New. Oh, sorry, I did the wrong thing. Not that. So afterwards, we're going to click on, File, Project Window. We're going to click on Accept. And then what happens there, let's see if I can locate it. What happens there is that after clicking accept, we see that we have all of these folders automatically generated for us, which is nice because, for example, in assets, you can now put like any scene assets that you have modeled. And then images, you guys can put like textures and all that fun stuff. And scenes, you can put your actual shots that you guys animated and all that kind of fun stuff. So this is basically how you set your homework project. What I highly recommend is that you download your homework. When you download your homework, you either put it in the scenes folder or the assets folder over here. Okay, I know that was pretty quick, but do you guys have any questions about that? All right, so now for example, when I create a cube, I can basically save it into my homework/scenes folder. So when I save this cube, I can automatically save a file in the homework folder because I have that project currently set. I'm gonna save as over here. And then when I create a new scene, let's place a sphere here. Let's say I want to import my cube now. So what I can do is go to File, Create Reference. And then what Create Reference does is that it basically reads the file within whatever we choose. So when we open up the homework folder, I can reference the cube inside. And this cube will belong to the cube.ma file that we created. So what setting your project also does is that it kind of creates your default kind of folder as that project. So notice how when I save this file, it automatically pops up as, my UCBug/homework project folder. So it's kind of setting it as like a default workspace for me as well. which is very, very useful because you guys don't want to be like trying to find your folder like with this thing over here. Okay. I'm gonna go home, and you also see that you can set your project here as well. So if you see current project over here, you guys can choose a folder in which to set your project as. So for example, maybe if you guys create a group folder, then you want to set your project here as well. Okay. So what you guys are gonna do in your groups is that your project manager is going to create a project folder. So basically create this workspace.mel and then also all of these folders over here. And then everyone in your group is going to set your project to be your group project folder, which is this entire thing. Okay. Does that sound good to everyone? I will now stop the recording and post it after class.